What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. Today, I'm doing a little organization on these shelves. Let's get it. Favorite reader, that's who you are. Traveling near, traveling far. Through every chapter, you're the star. Favorite reader, that's who you are. So, when I had a little bit of books, it didn't really matter where I put them. Not even a little bit, but when I had less than this, it didn't really matter where I put them. So I just had them organized by whatever I wanted. Some by size, some by color, some by author, some by genre, some by my mood. Who knows? They were just everywhere. And it was always fine. It's never been a problem for me. I really didn't like to have to shift things around when I added new books to the shelf. So it just worked for me. But here lately, it's been slightly problematic. Like I'll be looking for a book and I literally can't find it. When before now, I had no problem ever finding my books. So I'm thinking, and I've been thinking this for a couple of months, that it's time to slightly organize the shelves. And then my husband comes in here. I'll be asking him for something or about something, or he'll just come chilling here. And he always got a comment on like, how's the stuff organized? Like, where is this and this and this? Because we'll be talking about it. And I'm tired of never knowing where stuff is. It's never been a problem before. All the decades I've had books, because it has never been this many. Now we're going to slightly organize it. And that's not, it's like, it's going to be more organized, not totally organized, more organized than it has been. So we're just going to start. I'm going to move my chair, move this stuff. I might have to slightly move the camera, but we'll get to that. And then there's books all over. It's a book right here. Let me move that. I got stuff in my chair. Y'all, it's a lot. So first, I'm going to remove my chair. 1 minute. Because I think I'm going to have to move the camera up so y'all can see me. Okay. Stuff everywhere. Let me get this stuff. Hold on. Hold up. I'm still thinking about exactly how I want to organize it. I know I do think it'll be helpful for the genres to be together. And then maybe in that genre, the author. But I'm thinking about, what do I do when the author has different genres? But then also there's things where I want all the authors together. So we're just going to see. It just has to make some kind of sense. Right now, I have zero system. So some system would be better than zero system. This is my Bible tote, my actual Bible, and my current devotional. I'm moving that. I leave that out because I'm using it. Let's see. My ladder. Here is just like some recent pickups. I guess I could show y'all that too while I'm here. I got these two books from Half Price Books. Connie Briscoe. Never read these two, but I have read from this author before. And then I got this a couple months ago. Elaine Harris, If This World Were Mine. I read this years ago, and I pulled it out because I wanted to reread it. And then, hold on. Then I have 3 Days Before the Shooting. This was recommended to me by, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But very excited to read this. Look how much I got this for. I hope y'all can see. $1. $1. That's what happens from when you go to library sales. But yeah. And this crazy thing is, I was gonna buy this online when I got the recommendation, I was actually going to buy this online, but it was a library sale coming up, and I went there and it was there. So it was meant to be. Haven't read that yet. We move that to the side. Okay. Let me slightly raise y'all so y'all can see, because I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Like, I'm wondering, I should have had a plan before I start recording. I'm wondering if I should okay, first of all, I need to think what I want where. I kind of like having some black classics here. I don't know, because then I'm also thinking in my living room is all of my hardcover books. They're not all of my hardcover books. Let me take that back. In my living room, it's all hardcover books, but I still have hardcover books in here. So I have 100% hardcovers in the living room, and they also aren't organized. So I might have to go back and forth and bring some of those in here and vice versa. And I also like to keep a lot of my red books in the living room versus in here. Like, not like a lot of these are red, but I really like to keep a lot of my red books in the living room. So I'm like, I don't know. Then I'll be splitting genres again because it's every genre in the living room. This is hard. Like, how do y'all have y'all shelves organized? Especially, like, it's already hard, but like, especially when you have books spread out throughout the house. And then I'm thinking about the books that I have elsewhere. Like, how do y'all organize y'all books? My main thing is I don't want to have to shift the books every time I'm organizing them. Like, every time I'm adding books to my shelves, if I'm buying books, I don't want to have to shift them to make them fit in a certain section. Right now, I'm just finding empty space. And again, that system is not working for me anymore. It's not. But I also don't know how to organize it. So I think, and then I'm like, with my nonfiction, do I want to put all of my memoirs together? Do I want to put all my history books together? Do I want to? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's just see. I'm going to create pals. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create multiple pals and see what we going to do. I don't know. Let me lift y'all up. I feel like this is about to be a disaster. Then you can't really see the top. Can I zoom out some more? I cannot. Let me see. I think that's the closest I can get. That's gonna have to work, y'all. Let's just see what we have. One thing I know I want to do, I do want to kind of put my non-fiction books together, and then I think I'll take my red ones in the living room. So I'll pull down, well, because it's got to only be hardback, because I only got hardcovers in the living room. Here's what I think I'll do. I'll kind of want the memoirs together. Let me pull all the memoirs and I'm going to put them in a stack. That's what I'll do. Let's do that. And then, dang, like, I hope y'all can see me. Now I'm thinking I have celebrity and non-celebrity. I'll still put them together. I'll grab all the memoirs first. Let's see. That's what we'll start with. Okay, y'all. Trying not to break my neck. That's what I'll start with. So, make little stacks. We'll start with that. Is this considered a memoir? I don't think so. And then what do you do about the books that's like not real? Okay, if it's not fully a memoir, I'm leaving it. Okay. Let's see what we have here. And I'm pulling hardcover and paperbacks. Dang, none of these. Okay. And if you're wondering why I only have hardcovers in the living room, the only reason literally is I just like the way it looks in the living room. That's all. There's no other reason except I just like the way it looks in the living room. Okay. If it's in a Penguin Classic, I'm going to keep those all together. So I do have some like memoirs in there and I'm going to keep them all together. I also put the memoirs and the biographies together, autobiographies. But if it's, like I said, if it's in the Penguin Classic, I'm going to leave it in here. So Malcolm X. Okay. So yeah, I do autobiographies, biographies. Like, is this considered an autobiography? Yes, a memoir. Okay. There we go. Is that, and then, see, like I'm at Zora Neale Hurston's. I'm at Zora Neale Hurston's autobiography, and I don't want to separate her books out. So there will still be like every Zora Neale Hurston book is together. So I'm going to leave her autobiography, Dust Tracks on the Road. I'll leave that here. So if you can't tell, this is more organized. This will be more organized than what I've had, but still, it's not totally organized. It's just more organized. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Can y'all see me? I want to get like a better view. I'm thinking I'm going to take this camera off. I don't know. I'm trying to get y'all like a better view of what I'm doing. Hold up. Anyways, let's see. So, okay. Okay. This is where it kind of gets, see, it's always tricky. I have like books on certain subject matters. And some of those are autobiography / memoirs. Like I got a section on schizophrenia. I'm going to keep those together because in my head, if I'm looking for that subject, that's where I'll go. And maybe that'll be like interwoven in like the nonfiction. Maybe I'll separate fiction and nonfiction. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm still pulling out the memoirs, biographies, and autobiographies. And it's some of this is already kind of organized. Like this entire shelf here is pretty much all, it's pretty much all nonfiction Christian books with like, it's like 3 books on here that I'm seeing is not. So I'm going to leave that there for now. Okay. I think that's it over here. Let me make sure. I feel like I'm missing something, but we're going to move on. We're going to move on to this one. Let me see. I really hope. And you can only really see if I zoom out. Okay, let's just start at the top. Let's see. Is considered a memoir? Okay. Bernie Mac. Angela Davis. See, I'm kind of... This is not truly like... It is. It's biographies. I'm putting that together. Chanel Miller. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Steve Jobs. Is this like... Okay, memoir. Okay. I still like this cover. Look at Miss Aretha. Look at her. Look at Miss Aretha. Okay. Next. Another thing. Richard Wright. I'm going to keep all of Richard Wright's stuff together, so I'll leave him. But I'm not leaving Brother Ray. So let me grab Ray Charles. This stack is pretty much organized by the size of the book. Again, those are the ones I can never find because I never remember the size of the book. Miles Davis. Okay. All right, progress. This middle section, I'm pretty much going to keep all my NYRB books together. With Langston Hughes, I'm going to leave that for now. Believe it for now. Is this a autobiography? I mean, a biography. It's a memoir. Great. I haven't read this yet, but I want to. This Child Will Be Great. A memoir of the remarkable life of Africa's first woman president. Definitely want to read that. But I haven't. So I guess I'll get to my read and unread then. So let's see. Harriet Tubman. Do I want to keep all Ann Petry's? With Ann Petry, I don't know if I want to keep all of her books together because we're just like The Street and The Narrows. Because I'm going to keep this together. Let's see. Okay. Let me back up to see. Is The Color of Water James McBride's memoir? A black man's tribute to his white mother. I'm really wondering how I want to organize the rest. Like, really wondering. Because I'm thinking I could be pulling out some other ones, but I don't really know how I want to organize it. I think there's, like I said, there's some authors that I do want together. And then I'm thinking like there's some general genres that I want together. But I don't really know the genres exactly. Like, and this will be a work in progress. I'll be changing these just, over the years. I'm not sure. Because I can see some similarities. I see history. I see Black classics. I don't know. I'm unsure. Let me just keep going. I'm going to pull out the other biographies, autobiographies, and memoirs. And I had these stacks of books on the floor I already read. So let me move that. Okay. And pretty much, I kind of like these together too. I have almost all of the Booker long list books for 2025 together. Almost all. Not all, because some are up here because I ran out of space, but I kind of like those together too. I'm not sure if I'll keep those together or not. Asada. King Leopold's Ghost. It's like a biography. Is it though? Like, even this, it's about King Leopold, but I don't think, we're just going to put it. Educated. Pretty sure it's a memoir. Yep. Not All Black Girls Know How to Eat. That's her memoir. Okay. Is that it for the top? Yes. I shouldn't have many on this row. because most of these, Mariah Carey's here though. Oh, okay. Actually, got more. I lied. It's all types of memoirs on this shelf. Okay. Hold on. Careful now. Okay. Memoirs. All right. Okay. Let's see. The Federalist Papers. Okay. So with Bell Hooks, I think I'm going to leave all hers together, but I also have Angela Davis. And then some of those, like, I kind of want, I don't know, like, even though this is, no, because it's not a memoir biography. Let me just put it back. Keep going. I'm going to try to stay by Angelo's biographies, but, like, I kind of want her with the bell hooks and Toni Morrison and James Baldwin. I'm going to leave that for now. For now. All of these are pretty much organized by size. I think I'll still take Frederick Douglass out because, I mean, this is a biography. Even though it is a perfect size, this can fit. Let me move this. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to keep all of Alice Walker together, Toni Morrison together, James Baldwin together. Okay, next. I think this is his memoir. Yep. Okay. I think I'm almost done. In here. Then I still think about the stuff that's in the living room. And this cart, you can't see it, but I have a cart over here. These are books that I haven't read that's like almost like a TBR cart, kind of, sort of. Like a priority reads cart. And there are memoirs on here, but I'm leaving them because I'll be reading these before the unread ones in this pile. Okay. That's that stack. Those are the memoirs in here. And I think the way I'm going to do it is first, I'll pull these off the shelf in here. Then I'll see what I got in the living room and which ones like I want to bring in here. Again, I prefer that almost, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Right now, I prefer that the books in the living room are mostly read. But that might not work with the way like that this new system is going. So I don't know. I can't call it. But I'll do this room first, and then I'll go in the living room and see, mainly because it's dark and I don't really want to go in there right now. But what else do I want to stack up? I'm going to keep the Penguin Classics in here. Those are always easy to find. I guess I could alphabetize them, but I really don't want to, if I'm being honest. Let's see. I do have like some Christian books mixed in other spots. I could bring those down because, like I said, pretty much these two shelves here are Christian books. And I still see I got some scattered around. So I could do that. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. There's one up top. I have no clue. I did all that just to end up being convinced by the man I'm married to, this lovely man right here. He off camera because he didn't want to be in camera. I did all that to be convinced. He told me to pretty much ignore the books that are in the living room and to only focus on this. That's so hard for me because they fit into this. So I'm going to do it. But I think I'm going to swap out some of the books. If they like truly fit, then I'll just take another hardcover book in the living room. So that's what I'm going to do. But if it comes down to it, I will be like swapping some books in here and in the living room. So, and that's right now. This might change. I might be like, forget it. I did all that, and now I'm just throwing books on the shelf. I don't know what the future holds. But I also feel like if I put in all that work, I'm not just going to like say forget it. This will take me a couple days, I think. I started this at 12:40 a.m. It's literally 12:40 a.m. So I'll do what I can do tonight, and then I'll come back tomorrow when I'm energetic and finish the rest. But yeah, I do, like, he made a good point. I'm probably not going to be satisfied with anything else. And especially because the reason I'm doing this anyway is because I'm having trouble finding books that I'm looking for in here and in the living room, which, I mean, I might, I don't know. I don't feel right just leaving that like that. I don't know what I'll do in there. Maybe I'll alphabetize what's in the living room. I don't know. That'll be his own problem. And as I'm pulling them down, I'll put them in piles. I'll check back in. You can see, like, I'll show you me pulling a few things down, but I'm probably check back in the morning. Right now, I'm going to do what I can and try to pull these down and put them in, like, some kind of piles on the floor. And then I'll check back in. So that's where we at, y'all. I'm going to do fiction and then nonfiction. So I will separate them out. And I'm either going to alphabetize them by author's last name or the name of the book. I'm going to do it by author's last name. That's what I'll do. Fiction, nonfiction, author's last name. I don't know. Maybe on top of that, all of the things that kind of go together, I'll keep together. So I don't have to separate out the publishers. So I'll keep the Penguin, Black Spines together, Oxford's, NYRB, Barnes & Noble Classics. I'll keep the ones together that like look like they're in a set, so to speak. And then I'll do like after that, they're in there one spot. And then like the outliers, everything else will be separated out, fiction versus nonfiction, and then alphabetized by the author's last name. That's where I'm at right now. And I've been going back and forth. That's why I kind of didn't want to do it, because I didn't know how I wanted to do it. But the thing is, I was never going to force myself to figure out how I wanted to do it until I started pulling stuff off these shelves. And now that stuff is off the shelves, I'm being forced to choose. So let me see. I'm hoping you can kind of see if I zoom in. So what I can do today, I need to decide where I want to put. Ooh, I'm so close. I zoomed all the way in. I need to decide where I want to put my publisher collections. I kind of like them over here. And then like, maybe I put them at the top, like the very top, because I kind of want them separated out. Fiction, nonfiction. I think I'm going to go nonfiction on this side over here. So maybe I'll do, or you know what? I could do the publishers at the very top. So that very top row, I can just go straight across and do the publishers. Right now, it has almost all hardcovers, but I could do that. I think I'm kind of liking that. I'm kind of feeling that, but I'm like, dang. I reach for those a lot. And like, do I really want those up that high? I'm going to come back tomorrow morning and be on a whole other thing. I hope not. But I am kind of liking the idea of the publishers that I have, like, going straight across the top. For some reason, that's feeling good to me. I don't know if I'm regret it later. Let me put them up there and see what I think, because I might regret it. And then, yeah, we'll see. But look, I forgot I got this Texas Almanac. Cool. Anyways, let's see. Let's just see what I feel about them up there. Or, now I'm thinking, what if the entire top? No, I think I got way too many. Okay. I need to decide if I'm going to, I hope I'm in here. I need to decide if I'm going to go straight across or if I'm going down, down, down. I'm liking down, down, down. Yeah, I kind of don't like straight across. Now that I'm saying that, great. So I'll go down this way, this way, this way. Okay. If I do my publishers across the top, still in alphabetical order within the publisher, I can go straight across with that. I'm kind of liking that. Let me just see what I think when I get it. It's late, y'all. Why am I doing this? Because I knew I needed to do it. And I kept putting it off. And somehow I have energy at 1 a.m. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so for the ones without an author, I'm just going to put them in the front by their title since they don't have an author. Let's put these in the side. Okay, so Complete Dead Sea Scrolls, The Epic of Gilgamesh, The Portable. And then, let's see, we'll do first. Okay, how does that look? Oh, I missed two. Dang. Red chestnut. Chestnut. And then last one here. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, let me take these off. Do I like that? I think I do. I actually think I do. I'm going to cut y'all off for the night and then, let me see, follow back up tomorrow. But let me show you. Look at the Penguin Classics up there. They kind of look good. So, yeah. They look so short, though. That's the thing. Before I had, and I'll give y'all a better view tomorrow, but before, the ones on the top row look so tall. And that's kind of what's throwing me because now they're so short. And I don't like that. I don't like that up top. I was never going to do it though. I was never. I'll be back tomorrow, y'all. I'm going to finish, not finish. I'm going to get some more done and kind of get to a stopping point. And then I'll turn the camera back on tomorrow so you can see, because I still am unsure. But again, if I didn't do this, like when I felt the urge to do it, I probably wouldn't have done it. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, because I've been thinking about this for months and I haven't done it because I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I keep like talking about books to people, and I keep looking for it or wanting to say something about it, and I can't find a book. I eventually find it, but I'm like, this is taking too long and I'm getting frustrated. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do in here, and I'll be back on here. For y'all, it'll be a couple seconds. For me, it'll be the next day. I'll see y'all. Okay. You can see what's going on here. You can see I pulled quite a bit of books off my shelf. And let me make this point. This is why I love and hate starting stuff at 1 a.m. in the morning, or like super late period. One, I love it because I get something that I want to get done started. For some reason, it's like an ignition. It gets it going. But I also hate it because when I do it, I don't really have a plan. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know it needs to be started. So I got a good night's sleep. I'm here, and now I know what I want to do. Now I know what I want to do. So I'm pulling all the books off the shelf. I'm going to completely clean the shelves. And what I'm going to do is they're going to be categorized. So I'm not doing a Dewey Decimal System per se, because I'm not doing all that. But I'm doing a modified home system. I don't know what we're going to call this. This is how it's going to be organized. I'm going to do to the best of my ability. My top row will be like the publishers that I want to keep together. You can't see it now, but I'll show you at the end. So it'll be like the Penguin Classics I want to keep together, the NYRBs I want to keep together, the Oxford Classics, that type stuff. And then I'm going to have them in each section. And I think the sections will be alphabetized too, because I'm like, how do I want to do this? I'm going to alphabetize the sections. So somewhat. So like, do I want to do that? I don't know if I'm going to alphabetize the sections, because some of them I want together and some I don't. But it'll be like my classics together, my black classics, my classics together. I don't know if I'll separate out black classics or not. I'm unsure of that in this moment. It'll be like philosophy together. It'll be whatever groups I want to put together. And then within that group, it'll be alphabetized by author's last name. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. I don't know if this is a forever thing for me, but that's what I'm going to do. And as far as the books in the living room, as far as those books, I don't know. I think if they're very relevant to the books that's in here, I'll bring that in and swap out books that's not. I don't really know how I'm going to do that yet. But yeah, that's where I'm at. We just gonna get started. I'm gonna continue to pull the books off the shelf, dust them, and start putting them up. Yeah, but I'm thinking with the nonfiction books, because I kind of do want to separate out fiction and nonfiction. I'm just thinking about like when I'm searching for something, how I'm like how I'm looking on my shelves. Like sometimes I'll be looking for a specific recommendation that's like nonfiction, or a specific fiction recommendation, or whatever. So I do want to separate out fiction and nonfiction in this room. And I was trying to think if I wanted to keep all the nonfiction together, or do I want to break those down into subcategories too, like I did fiction. And I think I will. So within the nonfiction, I think I'm going to do the biographies, memoirs, autobiographies. Those will be together. That's what I'm going to do. And then when I do that, to never forget what's going on, I'll then ask my husband, I'll probably ask him now so he can kind of get going, to print me like labels, or little labels, so I know. We have a 3D printer, so I'm asking to print me off some labels for this. I guess I could make my own. Either he'll, because I don't like doing stuff with a 3D printer. We have a 3D printer and I can get him to print me off like individual labels and stands. But I also have a scan and cut, which is brother's version of the Cricut. And I have like individual stands. So I guess I could do my own like stands, but I'm thinking I want a 3D printed one. Either way, I think I'll get the labels. I don't know. That's what I think. I think I'm gonna do the labels after I'm done. Right now, I'm gonna continue to pull these off the shelf, clean the shelves, and then go from there. That's what I'm gonna do. This side is gonna start the fiction, and then I'm gonna go down. Instead of straight across, I'll be going down each bookshelf, and then I will move over to nonfiction, but it will be separated out. Let's get started. But I'm looking at all these books, and it's so like it's bringing up so many good feelings. Like books I read, I'm thinking about how I felt when I read them, what I think. Books I haven't read, I'm like, ooh, I need to put this on my TBR card, which is this over here. I don't know, like this, it feels good to be surrounded by books you want, like hand-picked books that you want, ones you've read that mean something to you, ones you want to read and for what reasons. Like this just feels good. Okay. Let me get to it. This is just exciting. Now that I'm clear on what I'm gonna do, let me go and get started. Goodness, so many good books, so little time. I know it doesn't look like I'm making progress, but I am. I am. I just remembered that I need to scan in this box of books. Hold on. I have a box of books that I need to actually scan in before I put them with the rest. I use a Labib app, but anyways, I'm about to scan these books in and then start actually putting stuff on the shelves. I know it don't look like it's stuff on here and it's organized, but I'm getting there. I made little post-it notes so I can know like what sections are which. This will shift. Like as I go, if I don't have enough books for like certain sections, I'll just combine sections. We'll see. But right now I'm gonna scan these books in and then move on. And then I just do the barcode scan. So here we Dang, I just realized I pushed barcode scan. These don't have a barcode. So for those, I will have to find an ISBN, and it's probably not even on here. First of all, look how pretty that is. Anyways. Do they have the ISBN? A lot of times they don't. Not even in the book. Okay, we'll put those to the side. Scan the ones where I do have the ISBN. Okay. And then because I know that the first section would be like faith, religion, I'll put those books to the side because that's one of the first ones to go up. Got a lot going on in here, I'll tell you what. And I know this won't be in here. All of my gardening, healing, homeopathic type books are in the living room. So I'm gonna put that with that. So I know this won't be in here. Take that. Okay. And then this don't even got a real barcode. Child, I gotta put that one in. I miss. Okay. We getting there. Progress is progress, right? Progress is progress. No barcode. But now I'm seeing why this box is right here unscanned because I just didn't want to put these barcodes in. I'm seeing that now. And then I probably just threw some other ones. This is a Christian book. Okay. I probably just threw these other ones on the side. Oh, this is going in the living room too. And then no barcode. Woo! Some papers. And then no barcode. Okay. I know this has a, well, I can actually, I just can't scan these because it's gone. I'll put these ISBNs in later because I have to like find them and copy and paste. But anyways, I'm gonna put those off to the side, the books that I still have to scan. I don't want them on the floor. I'm gonna put them over here on the window. That's what I'll do. So these need to be scanned. I'll remember that when I see them. So this side again, it'd be nonfiction, and then I'm gonna bleed over into fiction. So let's get started on that. I'm also thinking for the faith and religion books that I will, like, it'll be a section, but I think I should like, I'm thinking that instead of doing that in alphabetical order, I should group it. So I should do like my literal Bible studies, my devotionals, my like, I don't know, like that's what I'm thinking I should do with that so that I can have every Bible study that's related to a certain book together, devotionals together when I need to grab that. But then it's so inconsistent though, because other sections to be alphabetical order. Whatever, that's how it's going to be here because to me, it's most useful. So I'm not doing what makes the most logical sense objectively. I'm doing what's practically the most useful for me with my use case. And when I'm grabbing a book that's in the Christian or faith or religion section, I'm either looking for a specific devotional, I'm looking for a specific study on a book of the Bible, I'm looking for something that has to do with history, something that has to do with theology. So that's how I'm going to organize the religion section. This is my way because, again, this is what makes sense to me. I'm doing what will make it easier for me to find what I need because that's the whole purpose of this. So this won't be alphabetical. And every time I say it, I know it sounds messy, but in my head, this is what works. So another thing that I have to think about too, so I have my primary Bible, which is over there with my Bible tote that I showed y'all earlier. But most of my other Bibles are in the living room, but I have one in here. I need to figure out if I'm going to bring the rest in here. I'm not, because it's like other people in the house grab them. So I think I should just take, I don't know. I think I'll still keep the one because the one Bible that's in here, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'll keep the ones that like are communal out there and just keep my personal main one. And then this other one is like my backup. Not really, but one that I reference. So I'll keep those two in here and leave the other ones out. But I wonder how many shelves this will take up. Let's see. Let's see what we're working with. Okay. Okay, devotional. We kind of stack these up. And then I guess none of these are really devotionals. Reference. The way I said I wanted to organize these, this is not quite working out. It's a novel. And this is like, I'm not going to think too much about it. I'm just doing what I can. This is a legit devotional. And definitely want to read that soon. Let's see. Devotional, which I'm going to keep this out. I just got this and I actually want to use it. So keep this one out. Put it in my Bible tote. Woo. I'm hoping that this is not crooked because now that I'm looking at the camera, it looks so crooked. But you know, do what you got to do. And when I'm down here kind of organizing these books and sorting through them, if I touch it, I'm going to try to put it in a category that I know it's going in. Now that I have a general idea of the types of categories, if I have to touch it, I'll try to put it in just in a general group or stack that I think it will go in. Okay. I have this set. They're already in order. Great. No, they're not. Oh, they're in order in the back in the wrong direction. Okay. Okay. So I'm starting to put them in stacks here. I still have a lot to go through, but that's where I'm at. While I'm doing this, I just want to take a quick break and I'm going to show y'all the books. I remember when I read this and shared my review on here. It was actually really good. Okay. Let's get these up. And are any of these devotionals? This one is. This is like a... Then I'm wondering if I should break it out like topically or versus like the topical devotionals versus like the full Bible. I don't know. This is like I said, this is the beginning of what will be. Like this is my bones, the baseline. I'm not exactly sure how it will develop, but I know like this is like the start that I'm going with. So in my head, what makes sense, I think, is if I do general religion, then I'll do Bible study, maybe like theology and Bible study. And then I'll do my individual, like Bible specific references and studies, and then my one Bible that I'm going to put in here because the rest are not in here. So the general religion / faith / Christian, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I'm alphabetize those. So all of these are Lee Strobel. Then, like, do I consider this a devotional? Like, it is and it's not. The ones where I'm kind of on the fence and they can fit multiple spaces, I'm going to put it to the side for now. Yeah, because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go with that. Like I said, these will be last. I'm liking this already. This was good. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Okay, now I'm back down here with these books because my system was just, it was stressing me out. It was too much all over the place. So because I know I'm starting with nonfiction and I still know that I have books that need to go in that first section that's not up there, I'm down here organizing these piles. So I'm putting the fiction books in this area because that'll be like the last thing I'm getting to when I'm going over. And as I'm going through it, I'm also like putting them in stacks. So I have a stack that's like history because I don't know how I'm gonna break out the history, but I know that they'll be somewhere together because it was too disorganized the way that I was doing it. It was too all over the place. So I'm pretty much going through making sure all my nonfiction books are in this row and towards me. So I'm not going out trying to look at individual stacks. So yeah, these are already organized. Like these are history books. Okay, so that's what I'm down here doing. nonfiction. Again, I'm trying to keep these first two nearest to the bookshelves, the nonfiction books that I need, and put what I don't need further out. So like, and if those can be grouped easily, I'll do that like that. But if not, I'm just leaving it and moving on. You feel me? Okay. Not going to use those, but these are both history, Middle East. This stack is already organized, surprisingly. Like my kids got their books elsewhere. It's with them in their room. But the books that I specifically read with them, the books that's like, that I keep separate because it's either for school, something like that, that's not like books that they chose for pleasure, I keep them in here for the most part. They got a couple in their room, but that's because they like wanted to read them, not because it was required. So I keep those in here. That's what this entire stack is. And I'm going to put this in its own section. I do have a note where that'll be like in its own section. And I'm pretty sure I can probably do that now. It'll be like this bottom row over here. That's where it always was, the bottom two rows. But I'm going to condense it to one-ish. We'll see how that goes. So, yeah. And stuff like this where it's like Barracoon adopted for young readers. Then I had my copy. Originally, I had these two together. But again, like while it makes sense on a small scale, it took me too long to find what I needed. And then, yeah, that's why we're doing what we're doing. Nonfiction. Douglas. So hopefully this won't take long. I just kind of wanted to show y'all what I was doing. Ethics. I don't know if I have enough to give like philosophy its own section. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know how much I have. So this is nonfiction. Put that in the front. All of these are nonfiction. And I'm literally doing this because I was doing the most. I'm going to kind of give y'all a better view too. These are nonfiction. I separated out already before I turn the camera on. I'm also wondering, I guess, like, will I have a writing literature? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to separate that out right now because I don't know if I will have enough. All of these are, is this Christian? No, these are not nonfiction. Okay. And you know, again, I like doing this because I'm seeing like all of the books that I enjoyed, liked, like recommended when I read. I'm seeing books that I remember buying. I'm seeing books that I know I want to read and get to, but I haven't yet. So it's like gems mixed with like some of my favorites. Ugh, so good. So good. Don't want to put this with history. What I am seeing though is there are books where they fit multiple categories, and I'm just going to put them in whichever one I would go to first. Because again, the goal is to make it easy for me to find what I'm looking for on these shelves. So if it fits multiple categories, I'm going to think, what's the first group that I would put that in? That's the one that's going in. Even if it could go in other ones, I'm going with this nonfiction. Yes. And see, this is the kids' book. Yeah, I'm just putting it where I would put it. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to overthink it because I've already overthought it a million. I've been overthinking this all last night and today. I'm doing what I can because this is just the framework. I'm going to try to do it as best as I can so I'm not redoing stuff later for the most part. But if I do, like, that's just what it is. And I'll be okay with that because at least I have a basic framework. See, these are the books that I could potentially put if I have like a a section for this. I'll put that to the side because I'm not sure how that's gonna go. This is the kids section. And all of these that's still on the shelf, you probably can't see. These are all kids related books. Yeah, for the most part. I see a couple on there that's not. Let's see. This is poetry. Do I want to separate that out if I have enough? I feel like I do. So I'll try to make that stack. Poetry. That's what we're working with. Still want to get to this. I haven't. Okay. Make space. These are both history, civil rights. Open this stack. Okay, I'm feeling much better. I feel like I should have did this to start with, but that's okay. That's okay. Real G's mess up too. History. Let me see. Langston Hughes. Moody's. This is the kids stuff. It's the kids. It's kids, but it's mine. Like, it's my things because I give them theirs, but it's just some stuff I don't want them to have in their room. Either because, again, it's something that they're reading, like, for school. Dang. I'd have had it mixed in there. For school or, like, something like that. So, oop. Black boy. Okay. I wonder, I'm thinking, like, should I do poetry and drama? And then, like, put, like, poetry and plays together. We'll see. Again, I'm going to group them together and see just how much I have. So I'm going to put this stack of poetry and plays together because I feel like it'll be more robust. All of this entire stack is nonfiction. Is any of it needed right this second? Yes. Of course, the one on the bottom I need. But so, nonfiction. I need this now. Okay. And for the most part, these, if y'all seen last night, what's up against the wall over here is mostly memoirs, autobiographies, and biographies. So I pretty much am done putting this in groups right now. And I feel like most of this is actually separated out. This entire section I don't need. Do not need. Okay. 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 I think all of these, yeah. Put that right there. Then I'm also wondering, maybe not, but these books like don't have, besides this one, they don't have anything written on the spine. And previously, they were just all grouped together, like if I needed just thin books. Okay, Darnea DeReese. Yeah. Anyways, got a review of that on my channel. She is a fellow booktuber. So yeah. And this is so little, I still haven't gotten to the yellow wallpaper yet. But anyways, these don't have anything on the spine. Other books that I've bought from like people I know personally. I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. We're going to see. We're going to see. I'm just going to put them in that pile for now. This entire thing. Nope. I thought it was. This is. Okay. So this is like an example of what I was talking about earlier. This is history and religion. This is African American religion, varieties of protest and accommodation. And it's a historical book, but it's about like African American religions. So what I'm going to do, because the first thing that come to my mind is religion, I'm putting that with religion, even though it could go with history. And if later I find out that it was the wrong choice and it probably really does make more sense in history, I'll put it there. Okay. So all of these and this entire stack over here, memoirs, autobiographies, same here. Let me just double check. Same here with the exception of the 3 on top because I just threw those there. Okay, what about this stack? All fiction that can be moved. Okay, and they can go there. Zora Neale Hurston. What else? Oop. My little stack's falling. See, I actually think, is this? Then the ones I can't tell like immediately, I have a stack over there where I'm like, I think, but I don't know for sure, and I don't really want to guess. So, and I know everybody talking about the Odyssey lately. Here's my copy. Yeah. Anyways, there's that. I haven't seen Christopher Nolan's adaptation yet, though. Is this? Yeah. I've not seen it. And then I have the Iliad. It does not match my version of that, my copy of the Odyssey, though, at all. Okay. Zora Neale Hurston, Perfect Peace. It's a kid's book. Okay. So not too shabby. And then what I'm left with, this is ethics. Again, I don't think I'll have enough to feel like a full philosophy section, but that'll be there. All of these, historically, I've had all of the mass paperbacks together. I know I've said that several times on my channel, but I'm going to put them in with the group, just like they supposed to be with this new system. So all of these are staying. You move them out the way. None of these. I'll have some nonfiction in here. Black protest, for example. Martin Luther King. Marcus Garvey. Ben Carson. Is that it? And the Negro Pilgrimage. Booker T. Washington, Up from Slavery. Okay. The rest of those are fiction. All right. It's nonfiction. Okay. Ethics. And then this one, I'm not sure yet. All right. I'm feeling good. This group up here is nonfiction. Yeah. And this up against the wall. Cool. Let me finish putting these Christian books up here. Y'all, my knees begin to work out. Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to get these up on the shelf and then move to the next section. I'm going to try to leave a little bit of room because I know I got some books that fit in the ones that need to be scanned. And I also want to look in the living room and see if anything can go in there. But right now, I just want to pretty much get these off the floor. So I'm going to put those up, leave a little space just to kind of work with, and then move to the next section. Note, at first I had faith and religion at the top and then history. But I moved history down to the bottom because I feel like those books are heavy. Like they thick, they heavy. more so than like the biographies and memoirs. Even though I do have some thick, heavy biographies, autobiographies, memoirs, I still feel like the history books would be heavier. And so to me, I was just like, oh, let me just put those at the bottom there. Does it really matter? I don't know. But that's what I'm going to do and put those at the bottom. I'm working with it. So finish this faith and religion, jump to biography. Those will be in alphabetical order by author's last name. And then I'm going to go to history. I'll be back though, y'all. I finished the faith religion area over here. That's done. I'm moving on now to biographies and memoirs. It shouldn't take too long. It shouldn't take as long as that took because they're pretty much already separated out. I just need to put them up there in alphabetical order by author's last name. And then I'll move on to history. I'll check back in a minute. What I can say is, while I did have a rocky start, it's not always about how you start. It's how you finish. And sometimes it's just getting finished, period, no matter what that journey looks like. What I can also say is, this is extremely satisfying. Now that I have them up here, I'm like, I can know where it's at. Like, I know the section and I just have this little bit to look through if I'm looking for something specific. So far, I'm liking it. Okay, back to it. Let me kind of give y'all a view of what I'm working with on the floor so you can see the biography. These are the biographies, autobiographies, and memoirs. I do have another stack somewhere, but at least they're separated out. And this is kind of what I'm working with. I know they're upside down because they're faced the other way. I was sitting over there, so they were facing me. But this is what I'm working with. I still need to take all of these off the shelf. I'm aware. At the top row, I have the Penguin Classics to start. And then I have one Puffin Classic in the middle. I think I'm going to take that out because it just looked weird. I'm not sure. You could tell the one that's super short. And then it leads into the NYRB Classics. And then the Barnes & Noble Classics, my Wordsworth Classics, Oxford Classics, and then some short story collections. So that's where I'm at. This section's done. And I'll kind of tell y'all exactly what I did later. But right now, let me get the memoirs up. I know I need to take all that down. Let me get to it. Okay, I'll check back in later. I finished the biography, autobiography, memoir section. That's done for now. I have not went around the house and got every single one. But that's what's going to be in here for now. Again, I'm working on the bones, the structure, the foundation of what's in here to get, y'all can't see, but to get all these books up off the floor. So I'm done with 2 sections, really 3, because I'm counting the top where I have like where I have the editions together. So I'm done with 3. I'm going to give you a quick pan and then I'm headed to history. I actually didn't think I had this many memoirs and biographies. I'm not even gonna lie. So you can see where it starts up there, and it's in alphabetical order by the author's last name, and then where it ends. I know I'm gonna have to I'm trying to make some space because I know I have books elsewhere. Like, told you, for example, I probably still have a few in here. Then I have some in other rooms. And then this is my TBR cart that definitely has some books that belong there. And then I have books on my desk that I'm reading or I have read that I haven't done a review of yet that fit on these 2 shelves. So that's where we at. Whew. Okay. I'm done with the history books. And it's less. Now, I have more biographies and memoirs than I thought I did in here, and I had less history books. But as I was finishing and I left out and walked in the living room, I got a lot of history books in there, but I think I'm going to leave those. At this point, I'm not even going to worry about the books in there. I'm not. That's a future problem. I don't know. I'm not worrying about that. I'm not worrying about the books in my room. I have another bookshelf across from me, but it's smaller. And that basically keeps like our school related books and my like textbooks. So like my personal textbooks, the kids' textbooks, workbooks, education type things, my binders of printouts. So that's like a ever changing bookshelf. That's gonna stay. I think I'm gonna take some stuff off because I don't need all my notebooks and empty notebooks, extra paper, printer paper on there. So I'll take some of that off, but I'll do that off camera. But for now, that was quick because I didn't have many history books in here. So now I'm moving on to, because I'm still in nonfiction, what I think I'm gonna do. Because I don't think out of everything that's left, I don't think I have enough to like separate these out into like subgenres. So I'm just gonna make this general nonfiction. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do for now. I mean, for now, again, these are the bones. That's what I'm gonna do now. So it'll be starting here. Can y'all see? Yeah, this empty space is where general nonfiction will start. So if you can't tell, I got sticky notes with the start of each section. I'm gonna go ahead and put the sticky note there. And they pretty much all together. I'm gonna show y'all on the floor, but I showed y'all in the last clip. They're all together pretty much. I got all nonfiction right here. I told y'all I ain't worrying about nothing that's outside of this room. Is not my concern today. Not today. So I'm gonna go ahead, get that together, get the nonfiction up, and then I'll be back to check in. But like starting this off, it took a long time. This is kind of flying. What I think might cause me a little more problems, a little more confusion will probably be when I get to the fiction, because I still don't fully know how I'm going to separate those out. I'm going to see if I can visually see like how much of what I have. We'll see. I'll be back to check in. So I'm just going to make it easy, get them up off the floor in the stacks that they're in, and then work from there. I really thought I was going to have like subsections, but maybe later. Right now, I'm good with this. I don't know. I kind of do like, do I have enough to make like, is this enough for a section? Probably not. I don't know. Let me put this down here because I'm unsure what I'm going to do with that. Actually, this is history. So I still have a couple more history books. Okay, those fell through the cracks. All right. You know what? I took 2 stacks out of here. Do I want those back? I have another stack here, but I actually took 2 stacks out. And now I'm wondering, do I want to go get those? Decisions. Probably not. I'm not trying to add more when I literally don't have to. And the reason that I keep like turning y'all off, and this isn't a continuous vlog, is because my computer is this way, like on the other side of the camera. And I'm watching BookTube videos as I do this. So I want to watch that instead of like talking on here the whole time. So I'm probably, why am I out of breath? I'm probably going to get these up here while I watch BookTube, and then, wait a minute. Oh, I thought I had a whole stack that I ignored. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna watch BookTube, get these up here. This is like my general nonfiction for now. That's what it's looking like. Oh, wait. Dang. I thought I had these pals on point. Here's some. Also, that's not it. I have another stack of my Mass paperbacks. Hold on. Okay. I'm scanning. I also have a headache. Anyways, that's this. I'm going to add these 2 books up here to my history section, and then go ahead and put these up here. as I watch BookTube. And get some water, because why do I have a headache? Anyways, be back, y'all. Okay, I finished the general fiction section. Let me take y'all off the tripod. Yes, it's not organized yet, but I'm going to. Sorry, not organized. This isn't like neat yet. I just kind of put them up there in order, but I'm going to. What I end up doing, I did put like my writing and reading type books together just in that stack. I don't know if I'm going to keep that like that, but that's how it is now. So I finished a full shelf. Okay. Then I started on the next one. And now I'm on to fiction. This is what I have left in here. And I'm not touching my cart. Then I still have those. It's the kid stuff down there. Still need to pull those off the shelf. But I'm ready to get started. The first thing... Wait. Let me put y'all back on the tripod. So now I'm starting on my fiction side. I have some sticky notes already made. I have classics, general fiction. And I think just based on the amount that I have, I think I'll put... I'm torn on if I should separate out fiction and poetry. I think so. I think I'll just go back to back and do not fiction, poetry and plays. I think I'll do plays then poetry. So I'll just separate them out. At first I was going to put them together. Even if it's a little section, I'm thinking about what I'm on my shelf looking for. And it makes more sense for what I do and how I browse to separate those out. So I'm going to get another sticky note. I'm going to do plays, poetry. I actually think I'll start with that. Plays, poetry. Then maybe classics. At first, I was going to separate out Black classics and my non-Black classics, but I'm not. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So that's what I'll do now. I'll see y'all in a minute. I'm wondering, is that the best way to do this? I think so. We'll see. If I gotta adjust on the fly, we'll do. Oh, I got the kids stuff. So I'll do plays, poetry. Dang. Should I put the kids stuff on another shelf? Because I really don't. Since general nonfiction is the last thing over here, I kind of want it to be the last thing over here too. Okay, it's not. It's not. Because I always let the kids stuff down on this corner. So I'll do plays, poetry, classics, general fiction, and then youth is what I'm going to call that other one. Let me get a sticky. Okay. We'll start with plays. Then we're going to do poetry. I know it's all going to be one shelf. And then youth will be down there. Then let me get classics. I'm anticipating that to take probably the rest of that. And then general fiction. I think. We'll see. I'm about to do that now. I'm going to cut this off for a little bit so I can do this while I watch BookTube. And then I'll be back to check in and show y'all my progress. So I finished and you can't quite see it from this angle. This is a terrible angle. But I finished the plays and the poetry, I think. I feel like there's some more because I know I'm missing some. But for what's on this floor, it's finished. So now what I'm doing is I decided to do classics like I told y'all. So now I'm pulling out the classics. It's only 3 more sections. We have classics, general fiction, and then youth. I'm going to move these over. But yeah, I just wanted to come back and show y'all that. That's what I'm going to do. And maybe with this portion, I'll probably talk to y'all for a little bit. Let me get a better angle on this. Okay, so I already have some up here on the shelves. I'm going to move. I'm trying to decide if I want to put, like I had boxes up there. I think I'm going to move these to my bedroom. What's in here is like, well, Let me see. I think I'm gonna move them to my bedroom. I don't know. What should I do? I think I'm gonna move it. What's in here? I think pictures and stuff. My cards, pictures. Okay. Instead of me putting these boxes back up here, I did like them up here. I'm gonna move them to my bedroom because I don't want to put them on this other shelf, and I don't really want to put them back up here. I liked them up there while they were there, but I'm gonna move them to my bedroom. Okay. Some classics. Here's a poetry book that I missed. So when I miss something, I put it like in front of it or near it and poke it out so I know I need to go put that in this right spot. These books are going, I actually had, not books, these boxes. I have a stack of stuff over here by the wall that I need to take out of here. This is going with that. So just putting that over there. I'll take those out. I didn't think about my graphic novels because almost all of them are in the living room. I'm going to take this to the living room too. I should have had a living room stack. I didn't think about that, but this is going to the living room. So I'm going to put that over there. Catch 22. I consider it a classic. It's classic enough. Okay, we got Dorothy West here. The Living is Easy, definitely. And while I'm here, I'm going to kind of put it roughly by last name and then just pick the stacks up and put them up on the shelves and then do it. Huxley, Brave New World. This is not. I consider this a classic. This is my James Joyce's portable James Joyce, which a Ulysses video is coming out soon. But anyways, so Joyce. I consider this a classic. General fiction. The Kite Runner, Ernest Gaines, I'm putting in my classics, and Chester Himes. Which, okay. This ain't much off. It's from the 80s, but I'm put it there. Okay, what else? Lord of the Flies needs to go with my youth stack. Okay. We're making our way. What I'm liking about this is I can already tell this is a better system. Anything was a better system than what I had. But, and here's another ethics book that I need to put in my nonfiction, which I'm not about to get up, so I'm just going to throw it down on the stack. But what I can already tell is it's a better system. I had no system. Wait, I had a loose system. Like I said, it was organized by different things in my head. But then it got to a point where it just wasn't working. I wasn't able to find what I was looking for at all. So general fiction, let me put over there. Let's see. I'm going to consider all of these. Copperfield, Stoker, Gibson, Dickerson. We put Stoker down here. I think that'll probably be over there because it's okay. Do I want to I'm going to put Michael Crichton with general fiction. It's not a classic. Okay. The Art of War is a classic. I actually think, and if I can't determine quickly, because I want this stuff off my floor. I truly want this stuff off my floor. So if I can't decide quickly, I'm just putting it in its own little mini pile. And we're going to decide from there. Also, I don't really like this edition of the Count of Monte Cristo. Like I do and I don't. These are classics. Steinbeck. And I just have Stoker. Yeah. Okay. And also, what I do is once I get enough up on the shelves, I'll kind of just start putting them in general areas. So I'm assuming Baldwin will be on the first. I'm going to move my James Baldwin over. I think Toni Morrison might be top high because it's M. I don't know, but I'm gonna put it somewhere. But I am about to move my Baldwin over because it'll be towards the front. Tunzu, that's a T. It's gonna be at the end. Yeah, let me go ahead. Hurston, I feel like it'll be somewhere in this area. And I still keep this in the pack that I got it from where does it come from? Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something like that. But it's in this pack. I keep it in there. I do like this side, but I still show like all the individual spines here. The books aren't in alphabetical order, but maybe they're in publication order. I'm gonna leave them like this for Austin. No, I'm not. Why did I even tell that lie? Let me move Emma. Sense and sensibility, pride and prejudice, persuasion. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I told that lie and said I was gonna leave it in that order. I'm not. Okay. Now they're in alphabetical order. Last name Austin, so I'm putting it here. So one thing I could say about James Baldwin, and I haven't, I'll do this with Toni Morrison probably, and maybe a couple more. Zora Neale Hurston maybe, because in my head it makes sense. I'm gonna keep all the James Baldwin together, even though some of these books are nonfiction, some are plays. I might separate them out later if it becomes problematic, but that's how they kind of work in my head right now. If I'm getting to a full stack, that's not necessarily classics, but I know like the whole stack is general fiction or youth. Because because I have this amount left, I'm just putting it on the shelf in a general way, like how you can see them stacked like that. So I know to come back to it. That's what I'm doing now. And then I'll organize it. But Achieve. It's going to go towards the front, in front of Baldwin and Austin. Okay. Where's the rest of his stack? Right here. So I know this will go first. Probably actually move Jane Austen down here. Zora Neale Hurston. Why is this over here when her stack is over there? Let me see. For the H's, I don't know where she might go. I'm not sure. But let me put her whole stack up here because it will go with the classics. James Joyce is going with the classics. Mitchell over there. Hurst and Huxley. Okay. Am I considering this a classic? I think this was in the 90s. Let me see. So, General. Okay, the Bell Jar. I am considering that a classic. Plath. My Peas. I'm thinking the Peas might be up there, but let's just see. Still, definitely, again, this makes me think about books I want to get to. I do want to read Homegoing soon. But I'm not going to put it on my cart because the ones on my cart I want to read slightly before this. It might come up though. Who knows? General fiction. I'm going to put over here just because it's general, you know? And I'm going to start moving this. These are H's. Heller. Put that with Huxley and Hurston. I'm going to start moving this and getting this set up. Right. I know he's going to be on the other side. So let me move all my Richard Wright up there. And then I'll put it in order. Thurman. Put the T's up here. Walker over there with Wright. Who is this? Jane Austen. Put this over here. Slightly. Because I don't want to take it out the set. Baldwin. Okay. Dumas. That's a D. I'm missing a few Zora Neale Hurston books. And I'm not sure where they are. They might be in here on the floor. They might be, but also they might be somewhere else in this house. Dust tracks on the road, sorrows. Yeah, I'm missing quite a bit. Okay, I see a couple, but I think they're like somewhere else in the house. I don't know. Like, I'm on the fence. Like, I don't know. Like, Cane River is giving classic vibes, but it was published in, I think, '01, either 2000 or 2001. 2001. Yeah, put that with my general fiction. That book definitely is good. Some of these covers are deceiving. Here's a poetry book that I forgot, so I'm put that there. The Man Who's Thursday. What's his last name? Chesterton. I actually have another one of his books, but it's up with the editions because it's the Wordsworth edition. I think that's Father Brown stories or whatever. Let me see. Stoner is a classic. Dang. All these poetry books. Do y'all remember these? I got these like years ago. Do y'all remember? I think he still makes poetry. Hopefully you can see my head ain't blocking it. Do y'all know if R.H. Sand still makes poetry? I think I saw him online, but this is like, I don't know. During this time, I was buying all these like poetry books like this. And yeah, Old Man in the Sea. Wait, Hemingway. I could just put that up here. I got my H's kind of sorted together. Darnea DeReese with my poetry. I need to put those all up there in the right order. The Jungle, Metamorphosis, Tarzan. What's their last names? There it goes. Theft. I have a few of his books. Where the rest? They were all together. Ain't no telling where they at. But I know this will go in general fiction. Last name started G. This cover is just so gorgeous. Every time I see it. Okay. These are my general fiction. Okay. Whew. Making progress. Now. Okay. Wait a minute. Kind of want to read this. Original tales of living, loving, and learning as told by a perfectly ordinary, quite commonly sensible, and absolutely awe-inspiring colored woman. You better go ahead, Lorraine. I kind of want to read that. Let me put that off to the side. Because this I'm going to add to my TBR cart. Just throw it on the bottom for now. That captured me. Probably the same way it did when I first bought it. 75, second class citizen. A couple years ago, I read The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods. What is this focused on? A couple years ago, I read The Lost Bookshop, okay, by Evie Woods. I just recently got The Story Collector, and I'm wondering if it's the same type feel because I kind of want to read it. Maybe not now, but I do want to read it. I'm excited, and I did like The Lost Bookshop. Okay. Okay, we're making progress. I will be done tonight. Good times. Okay. Two classics. What's their last names? Right. You may what? Look at these. They look good together, right? They're from the same publisher. I'm going to decide if I want to keep these together. If I plan on getting more from this publisher, I'll look and see what they have. If I plan on getting more, I'll put it at the top with the books that I'm going to keep with their publisher. But if I'm not going to get more, if I look and I'm not interested in any other ones, I'll just put these on the shelf in a regular spot. So I'm put those off to the side just to make sure. Wait a minute. Did I just see this book? I know I don't got two copies of. No, I don't. I was about to say. I thought I had two copies of A Tale of Two Cities, but I do not. Okay, general fiction. Okay, this is kind of what I have left on the floor anyway. This is what I have left on the floor. That's what I'm working with. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and then I'll be back. I'm finished. I'm finished. I'm finished. I'm finished. I'm going to give y'all a last look. The only thing that's missing is I have to put like whatever my permanent tags or placeholders will be. I don't know. I need to put those up there. Right now I just have sticky notes if you can't see. Like I said, I'm going to give y'all a look. I got stuff in my chair that I don't want on these shelves, but I don't know where I'm going to put it. So the shelves are done, but the stuff that I took off, I don't really know where it's going to live. What I did do though is, and I can show y'all when I get over there, I condensed my like TBR cart. So I did that. What else? That's it. I'm finished. It's so satisfying. Like, I know I said I didn't want to have to shift the books every single time that I bought new ones, but I like knowing where the stuff is. So, and like I said, I ignored any book that wasn't on these shelves. The rest of them books, I get to those whenever I get to them. I don't know, but I'm going to give y'all a final look. This is what the shelves look like. And then, like I said, I have my TBR cart off to the side, which I'll get to. This side over here starts nonfiction and then it flows into fiction. So first, let me back up so you can see. Okay, so on the very top rows, I kept all of my additions together. And let me zoom in so you can see. So first we have the Penguin Classics. And then I'm going into the NYRB Classics, the Barnes & Noble Classics, my Wordsworth and Oxford Classics, and then Short Story Collection, Norton Anthology. And then I'll get to that next part over there in a minute. So that's the first shelf. Then you go down, and I'm starting the faith/religion section. Go down, then I'm ending the faith/religion section. That's like a general section. Then I have the section starting right after that, which is devotionals, still in that same category. Just a little subset. And then I have the biblical/Bible study section. I don't really know what I'm going to call that yet. So yeah. And then we start with biographies. So go down from there. I'm on a ladder, y'all. That's why it's a little shaky. So get to biographies. This is only the ones that I have in here. Okay. And these are alphabetized, like I told you, by author's last name. And then it ends and we get to our history section. So that kind of goes down there. And then, because it's the end of a shelf, we pick back up here. And this is where the history section continues. Then we start our general nonfiction section. So this is general nonfiction. Okay. Then after that, this is where our plays start. Plays, and then we go into poetry. That's that shelf. And then directly after poetry, we start with the classics. Okay. And then we're moving over to the next shelf. I ran out of space, so I couldn't start right there. So I had to start behind the Norton anthologies up there. And then alphabetized by author last name. Then from there, we start our general fiction section. Okay. Then we go into our youth section, and that's what this last little bit is. Then over here, we have my TBR card. I pretty much emptied it out, but this is what I'm reading very soon. And that's it for this. yeah, that's it for today. I really just wanted to show y'all my organization and take y'all along with me as I did it. This wasn't really like a bookshelf tour video, which is kind of why I didn't take, extended amount of time showing what's on my shelves and pulling stuff out and talking about it. But I can do that at another time too. So, and I probably will later on. But yeah, that's it. I'm glad. I'm excited. I'm glad I had them books off my floor and up there in a way that makes sense to me now. So that's it, y'all. Thanks for sticking around if you watched the whole video. All right, we'll see y'all on the next one.
Pages turning soft as silk, stories flowing like warm milk. A journey starts with every line, worlds unfolding in your mind. Bookmarks falling where dreams collide. Every cover's got a tale inside. Favorite read